Coffee, coffee, coffee. I have some things for my cafe journal that aren't all exactly coffee. Okay, that's kind of big to be in that part. But it's cafe related. So like for instance, this, right? I'm thinking, because of the time of year and stuff, I'm thinking cozy wozy, you know? I like the idea of a cafe with shelves. There's a cafe over here in a town nearby that is out of an old general store. I don't know if they're still, they might have moved. I don't know if they're still in that location, but they're an old general store, and the walls are lined with these hutch shelf combos, and they're full of stuff. Okay? Full of all kinds of goodies. So that is where my mind is thinking for the inside of my cafe, is goodies upon goodies. And lots of goodies scattered. I'm thinking cozy, warm, winter, fall, you know, situations. Let's see what I have in here for some cozy wozies. But on their shelves, they have like books, and I think they have some local wares from different companies, different crafters, and local artisan things, you know. Or maybe we can go with this here and this on the bottom, right? Like such. And then this here. That covers up a lot of that. This. This. I definitely want this somewhere, so we're going to have to hold off on that, I guess. I love muffins at a cafe. Love the idea. I totally destroyed one of my makeup sponges on accident, as I normally do. By leaving it in here, it's totally toast. And now there's like sponge residue on my lid. Ooh, satisfying paint peelies. That is thick. That is a thick layer of crud right there. Wow. Well, I guess I might have to peel the skin off of this thing here. Not right now, but eventually. So nice warm muffins. We'll cut some of this stuff off and try and save as much as I can from this. I'm gonna have to trim this off though. It's a little rippy-teary. Move my trash closer so I'm not throwing it on the floor every 15 seconds. So if I do this and give it a creasing, right? A creasing, giving it a creasing. And just glue, man, just glue. I guess we'll glue stick today. Trying to play catch up on some videos. And some craftios. Lots of things. Lots of things to do. Both of my girls are inside getting homework done, I hope. No, they know they have to get it done. They know that this is what we do. We eat the frog first. Right? You get home and you eat the frog. And then you can do whatever you want. If you don't know what eat the frog means, it's exactly that. You eat a frog. You get done the things that you don't want to do first. And then the rest of the day is fair game. That, I guess I could cut the little bit of apple off later. Like, I have so many things in these books that have to be cut off. It's like, I could have it coming up. Pouring up. Just kidding. This here with these women over here is gossiping. Let's see. I like this whole thing. I went through some images recently and came across a ton. The cafe journal is something I've had for a long time. So it's one of those things that when I'm fussy cutting, I automatically put those in a special place because it's a category that I have a special journal for, you know. So I do that. I put them in their own special place. And, but I put it in a place with all the other projects that are, you know, I put it with the stuff that's forest and different things that I'm working on. So it was mixed in with all of this stuff, right? I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. It was mixed in with all of this stuff that, let me trim this. I don't know how this is going to look here. That are also special things, you know, whether it's full page images or other journals that I have, you know. So I do that. I'm going to cut the words. I don't want these words right here. I don't care about Starbucks. I guess I'll do this though. So needless to say, I was blown away when I found this whole pile of cafe things. Because, I mean, I knew I had some laying around, but I didn't realize I had so much. I like this perforation down here, but I am going to have to trim some of this off for the fitting. The fitting of the thing. This I am going to use a liquid glue because it's a cover from a National Geographic magazine. A back cover, in case you're wondering. But that got my cafe, you know, my cafe brain going. Now I have a whole list. Like, I'm going to have to bring a list in and keep it next to me on a Post-it note or 10 of all the things that I have to watch out for when I'm fussy cutting to put aside. Not like it's a big deal, because I go through all my images, you know, down the road anyway. But I go through them down the road. I don't go through them like, you know, I go through them at some point. Like, I'm still going through images from like months ago. And maybe even like a year ago. I don't know. I might be going through images from over a year ago. Because like I said, I just put them in baskets and then they're lost forever. They're just in those baskets forever. That doesn't fit with this whole vibe. You know, I really don't like how the word vibe has, I don't like how it's used these days. A vibe is a vibe. Everybody is using the word vibe for all kinds of things. And I'm not really there for it. So if you guys could start using vibe again as it was meant to be used, that would be great. That would be great. I don't know what I'm going to put down here. We're going to just get rid of it. We're going to just move on. Move on. Moving on. I kept this weirdness because it reminds me of a cafe, right? Doesn't it kind of have like the color, the cafe tone? I don't know what it is. Some rock, I bet. Like, I don't know. Maybe like a stone countertop of some sort. But it has that cafe-ness. The inspiration for my kitchen counter, which is copper, came from a cafe that we visit when we go up north. We actually haven't visited it in a long time. But when I lived there, I went there, you know, frequently, not every day, but I would go there, you know, once a month maybe. And it was in Connecticut. And it was a, see this, I could do that. it was an old building. You know, they're all like in these old buildings now. And they had a countertop. Their countertop was copper. And it was all different shapes and sizes of copper. And it was soldered together with, you know, a bunch of jagged looking silver lines. And so we kind of made ours like that. And I love the copper. I do not regret 1 ounce putting copper countertop in my house. Not even a little bit. It is 100%. I love it. Love the copper. I'm going to put these under here. Love the copper. I highly recommend it. You need flashing. If you need any copper tips, you can just get a hold of me. You need silver solder, one that is primarily silver. And copper is antimicrobial, so, you know, yes, germs hang out there, but they're not as likely to survive as they are on a Formica or some other, you know, material countertop. So I just love my copper counter. Since I'm going with this, maybe I'll put this down here or up here or down here or up here. Yeah, I guess I'll put, because it's got the corner built in already, put it up here. Vera's going to come down and help me with some National Geographics, which will be nice. She can help me take some apart. And calm down. She ain't going to be like pulling staples. I cut the edges of the pages with the staples. I cut the binding completely off. And then I have all the loose pages. She's going to help tear covers off of ones that I'm going to be cutting. So that'll be fun. I guess I'm going to try to use this one. I keep losing my scissors. I got to find a new place for my scissors in here, because putting them in the pile of images is not going to work out very well for me. It's not going to work very well for me. Let's cut this. Right? Like such, maybe? Yeah, that'll fit. That will fit nice. We gotta find some places. I got a bunch of snack pictures too, because, you know, I like the idea of getting pies and baked goodies from a cafe. And I think I took soup and sandwich, you know, like soup and sandwiches. That was my dream at one point, is if I was going to open a cafe, I was also going to do lunch, soup and sandwiches. But, you know, everybody and their mother started opening cafes. So it didn't, I wasn't going to bother trying to operate in a world full of cafes. You know, a little town can only have so many cafes. And I think a lot of the cafes that are open have a hard enough time. And it wasn't that big of a dream for me to be like, oh, well, it's worth the struggle. No, sorry. It wasn't worth the struggle for me. For other people, it might be. And hey, you go. Doing this, my paper stuff is worth the struggle to me. This is my struggle. Because I'm passionate about repurposing. I'm passionate about using what you have. This is stuff that I'm, you know, this is my jam. Okay? I kind of like that there. How does that look on your end? Yeah, I guess it's kind of nice, right? And some days even this isn't worth the struggle. It's been a rough, 2025 has been a rough year for everything. For my business, in my personal life, my car life. It's been rough. It has been rough going. I should have taken the Omen when we had like a whole bunch of things fall apart right at the beginning of the year. I should have been like, okay, you know what? We're going to just take this year off and hibernate. And we'll come back in 2026 fresh, refreshed, you know, and ready to go. No thank you, 2025. I won't be sad to see this year make its way out. Not like I think I have bad luck because this year's bad luck, but it just feels that way. So maybe I'll feel better when we switch years. I make it sound like it's our decision. Whenever we decide to switch to a new year, maybe I'll feel better about it. So if you can decide on that pretty quick, it'd be nice. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want time to go by fast. I like to savor. I like to savor my children's childhood without, you know, rushing it along. What other small picture could I put here? I have this Tiffany coffee cup. How fancy. I have this coffee pot. Speaking of coffee, we went to Dunkin's this morning because we were in the city. So when you're in the city, you clearly go to the food and beverage places that you don't frequent. And I got a cappuccino, which was very nice. I really enjoyed my cappuccino. Oh, that doesn't really go. Do I have something pouring? Do I have a pouring coffee pot that I can put here and be like pour-alicious? So I got a cappuccino, and it was good enough. It was good. My taste for coffee is still weird. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's just not right. Some days I'm like, I can't get enough of it. And then some days it just turns my stomach. Like last week I made myself a cold brew iced coffee, and I was totally pumped for it, and I had some and it tasted okay. You know, I was like, well, I'll drink it. But then out of nowhere, like I go from drinking it to this stuff is turning my stomach. I cannot drink another sip. So I threw, you know, 2/3 of a cup of it out. And I don't know why. Sometimes the flavor of my coffee I love, and sometimes it just makes me sick. And that stems from when I had COVID in 2022. One of the times I had COVID. I've had COVID numerous times. Probably 4 or 5 times I've had it now. So, yeah. That was, you know, that was an exciting thing. Had a lot of fun. Hating coffee. Because, I mean, I used to drink multiple cups a day. And then I would switch to decaf in the afternoon. And I like flavored coffee, not the flavored creamers. I like the flavored creamers, but I like the flavored coffee more. I would have different flavors. Like for my decaf, sometimes I would have a hazelnut or, you know, I would change it up. I mean, I guess I could put muffins. Muffins. Coffee could be pouring out of muffins. Muffins, muffins, muffins. I'm going to put the muffins right there. I love muffins. I love a nice homemade muffin. But yeah, so that's, you know, that's where I'm at with coffee. It just doesn't know what it wants to do. Sorry, my husband just came in to make sure that the stuff he's using smells like kerosene because apparently he bought this degreaser and he thought it was like something different, and come to find out it's just kerosene in a spray can. So he wasted his money on that. So yeah, that was fun. And yes, it was. He smelled like kerosene. So that's exactly how that went. We'll put that there. All right, I'm going to call this whole thing done. Coffee lovers. I could put I love you on here. We're going to cut it a little better. What do I have that I could put up at the top to cover up this ugly writing? Big fat pie. Or I could put it down at the bottom, I guess. Yeah, we'll put it at the bottom. This looks like it was meant to be there, right? Doesn't it look like it was? Doesn't look like it was. That's how it came. but it ain't. It had other weird words in there. Totally made that. Oh, I think it smells kerosene now. I'm going to smell kerosene for the rest of my life now. I heart you. Maybe I could put some of my... No. We're going to find a place for these. We are going to find a home for my shelves of cool cafe fodder. My cafe junk. I got some other pictures too. This isn't the only pictures I have it like this. That's shelves of dishes and things. I've saved things like that I like the look of, like the collection of these butter churns and trying to straighten it out. And you know, I've got like ones with little knickknacks and things. So what did I do with the one with the dishes? It's gotta be here. It's gotta be here. Here it is. I'd rather cover that one up than this one. There, we're gonna try not to pull too much of this up, but I gotta pull some of it up. All right, we're gonna wait. We're gonna hurry up and throw this down. I should be using my glue magazine, but I'm just lazy sometimes. You know, I just get annoyed having to pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down, find a place for it on this messy desk. Sometimes it just gets old, right? So sometimes you just throw glue down and hope it goes where it's supposed to go and stays away from where it's not supposed to go. Add a little more glue to that. And look, you can't even tell that it's torn up there. Can't even tell that I just ruined this whole thing and threw glue across my room, I guess. Guess that's what we're doing now. To enjoy the richest coffee in the world, look for the words 100% Colombian coffee, 100% Colombian coffee, 100% Colombian coffee, 100 on the can. Okay, you say so. These are big cups. Big cups. That would look good, though, on a page of their own, right? They would just look good. They are just cupping. We are gonna do that. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Keep that piece folded, though. I think in one of the few artsy books that I've kept for myself, which is not many. I'm getting rid of most of my crafting books. Stay tuned for a video on that. But anyway, I think it shows me how to make like those nice little mugs that are stacked. And I know it's easy and I know like anybody can do it, but I do need some kind of a visual guide to get me started on some things, and drawing is one of those things that I need visual help with. So maybe we'll do some actual little coffee artsy things in here, right? Maybe we'll do some real art in here. I like this because, I mean, I know it's not a cafe, but it reminds me of that it could be a cafe, right? We're just going to throw it down. And like I said, I know I have tons of things to go through still that are going to be, you know, cafe city. And I got a ton of stuff to fussy cut. I have enough stuff to fussy cut for like 4 lifetimes. I really do. I really have to stop. I really have to find like my happy medium and stop with the magazines. Use some of this pink glue stick that Vera thinks I should give to her sister because her sister's favorite color is pink. Just leave the cap off. I do that to myself all the time. Cap on, cap off, cap on. I'm gluing. The glue stick is going to survive. It will survive this incident. This is like a little coffee station, which can go who knows where. Find a place, I guess. Up here, maybe we'll just stick this little coffee. I don't like these words though. I don't want the words on here. We're gonna cut it out. I don't care about gathering. Bottles with built-in stoppers keep creamers fresh, allow easy access, and prevent spillage. I also don't care about that. I did like this, but I don't care enough. I don't need all this stupid word crap. I have a lot of these dishes pictures too that I think, you know, I am gonna put these down. I am gonna put these bowls down. Let's just go ahead and cut this and make it look natural and not like I'm trying to get rid of all the words. And just a rough outline cut, you know. I do like this rustic wood here though. So I could just do this. It's gonna be just fine. You know, doesn't that figure? My husband goes for a thing today, and so when he comes out, obviously he's hungry and he wants to stop and get something, and I wasn't hungry, but now, like the minute I get home, I'm hungry. Not like I wanted to eat food at a place. I would rather eat at home, but I don't feel like going in and cooking right now. This is my life. I don't feel like cooking right now. Although, I have been making, I made tuna on my sour bread yesterday. And that really hit the spot. So I'll probably do that again today. And nobody in my house likes the sour bread except me, so sourdough bread. So win-win for me. I get all the sourdough. Which is kind of a bummer because I like to make things, sourdough things, and I would like for other people to like them, but they don't. So it's just me. I'm the only one who gets excited to eat sourdough things. Nobody else gets excited. I guess not. This is a small piece. That, I could put this is like a thing. Can go here, right? And remember what I told you about the crease? It's kind of different with glue sticks though. Glue sticks ain't gonna wrinkle. Not gonna wrinkle. I still have a ton of stuff for sale. If you go to my for sale playlist, the most recent video, and watch it and see if there's anything you want. There's still I still have a whole bunch of stuff, and if I don't sell it within the next few days, I'm gonna kind of just go through it and get rid of what I don't want and keep what I do, because I can't I can't be storing this crap forever. You know, I really gotta de-stash. I really gotta get rid of stuff. I really have to cleanse my life. And that includes in my house too. But, you know, the stuff that you guys care about is the stuff that I have for the craftiness. And that is in a playlist down below. Not down below, but in my playlists. I have one that is specifically for stuff for sale. So get over there and check out what I got. And I think I like the cornbread for this right there. Maybe if I made this look less square. So I'll put you in an order. Everybody who ordered from me at my live sale got a free little gift that was organized by Miss Vera. Sorted them out for me. So you are getting a hand-curated selection of Vera choices. I'm not going to say what it is because they're gifts. And people who order from me watch this channel. So I am not going to spoil it. I like the cornbread. I don't think this goes there, but I do like the cornbread. And check out my newsletter because I've got things that go up in my newsletter that are kind, you know, exclusive kind of things. You get a first look at some of the things that I'm listing on my website, and you get a first look at sale stuff that I'm, you know, if I'm having an Etsy sale or whatever. So go do that. Go to my website, thechadwickrose.com. Sign up for my newsletter because I send a lot of stuff out. I don't send a lot of stuff out. You get an email from me once in a while. But I send out good information. I like the candle. I like candles in cafes. You know, I don't just fill it up with a bunch of random crap. I send you what you need to know, and that's it. But like I've been on a spree lately where I'm sending one email a week, and it's going to kind of get less for a minute because I'm going to be working on my building. So, you know, it's not, you don't get bombarded with me. I'm not going to blow up your email. Okay. Let me see. Starbucks. I guess we could put Starbucks there. Nice. Sticky fingers. I was just looking at my paper bag. I have that paper bag journal that I started with Lillian, and I said I was only going to work on it with her. Well, she's going to have to finish up with the car so that she can come in here and work on that with me because I really want to. I'm calling it my upside down journal because I worked in it upside down from the cover that I made for it. So it's the upside down book, which, you know, is just so me. So me. I am going to put words here. Okay. I am going to put words. I have a couple of more textbooks to make into journals. I'm so excited. I think I just found my new best friend, which is donuts and coffee and cornbread. I'm going to trim it like this. I am going to trim it. Like such. And put it here. Maybe I should put something down. Do I have any other pieces that are backgroundy type stuff? Ooh, I like this. I love my, it says, I think it says job, but it looks like Joe on a coffee cup. It might say Joe. I'm going to do that. But we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to cut out some words like this. And I'm going to glue them down, but then I am going to make a short showing what I do with the eyeshadow so that I can post it. I can share it on TikTok. I think let me get rid of this here. I think I just found my new best friend. How about that? We'll wing that. We'll wing it. We're going to wing it. I think, I'm sorry if you can hear my stomach growling. I just found my this was clearly cut from something, so I'm going to cover this up like that so it's not, you don't see that little whatever. New best, I'm going to kind of angle that a little bit. New best friend. How's that? All right, so I'm going to do something with that after. But see, I got this because I was thinking soup at a cafe. Soup and sandwiches, you know. This, somebody's sprinkling sugar, you know, onto this big dish of cupcakes, right? Look at this. Yum. Delicious. Yum. Got some lace there. Love this, right? We can do something with that later. Scissors need to go somewhere where I'm not going to lose them. So I have this Tiffany cup might go better on here, maybe. I do want to cover up some of this scribble scrabbles from someone else's scrabbling. Ooh, this teacup goes with this picture, right? So I could just put that with this. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do that. But I am going to shadow this picture too on the short that I make with the eye pencil. If you don't know what I do, watch my, I'm going to put it on YouTube too, on my shorts. I will show you how I use eye pencil for shadowing on things without spending a fortune. They were cheap Dollar General clearance eye pencils. I have it in black and I have brown. I use the black a lot. But you can get other colors. Like I have pinks and I have some blues. You don't get as many colors as if you bought Stabilos or some such, but you do get enough. You get enough colors that it's worth the difference in price to me. So that's what I do. I just use the eye pencil because most of the shading and shadowing I do is black or brown. So I'm not too worried about, you know, I'm not too worried about some special green color to shade to make a nice, you know, shadow or grungy looking shadow thing, you know. Could put a pie. Could put a pie. Pie. Nah. All right. I'm going to call this. We got some stuff. We got some stuff done. We have some, you know, we have more to do, but we're getting places somewhat, a little bit. We'll be working on it. I love you all. Ta-ta for now.